Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the online session of Biology for Engineering. In our last session, we have discussed the syllabus for our subject, Biology. We have discussed the 5 units of our subject. In the Unit 1, we have discussed about the introduction to life. In the Unit 2, we have seen the biodiversity, discussion of the subject, syllabus. We have seen in our last session, and in Unit 3, genetics and evolution we will study. In Unit 4, about the different human diseases, and in Unit 5, it will contain the biology and its industrial applications. So in our last session, we have seen the syllabus discussion of our subject biology, and this course will contain 3 credits, and the course code is BS206BZ. And with this course, you will gain the knowledge about the uses of biology to the human systems. That is the course objective. And coming to the course outcomes, after completing this course, you will be able to apply the biological engineering principles and procedures needed to solve your real world problems. And you will know the symptoms, diagnosis and treatment of different common diseases which is affecting the human life in the present scenario. The pandemic corona, a disease which is affecting the life of all the human beings. So in the 4th unit, you will be studying about the different human diseases, how to prevent the disease, how to take the treatment for a particular disease, and how to get diagnosis of that disease. And you will be able to know how to increase your immunity, immunization, vaccination. All these you will be studying in the course outcomes of this subject, biology for engineering. So this course is very useful. So in our last class, we have discussed about the structure of eukaryotic cell also. We have seen the diagrams of eukaryotic cell. In that eukaryotic cell, we have also discussed the diagram of nucleus. We have discussed about the diagram of nucleus. Hope you all have drawn that diagram. Nucleus diagram you need to draw. You need to draw the diagram of mitochondria. You need to draw the diagram of chloroplast. All the diagrams what we have discussed in our last session for the topic structure of eukaryotic cell. All these diagrams I will check when you will come to college, and this practicing of diagrams in a separate book for biology will give you the marks for assignment. So in today's session, we'll see with the structure of prokaryotic cell. We have seen in our last session the structure of eukaryotic cell. Now we are proceeding with the another topic, that is structure of prokaryotic cell. This is the diagram of prokaryotic cell. In the structure of prokaryotic cell, we have an example here, that is bacteria. This is the diagram of bacteria, a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic bacterial cell. Prokaryote, it is the term we are usually using for the primitive cells, which is lacking the nucleus, membrane bound nucleus. Nucleus will not have a membrane. Generally, nucleus in eukaryotic cell, we have seen nucleus was surrounded by a layer. But in prokaryotic cell, the nucleus, as you can see here, nucleoid DNA, it is not surrounded by any covering. Nucleus is not covered by a layer. So it is lacking the membrane surrounding the nucleus. This is the nuclear DNA or the nucleus structure. Around the nuclear DNA, we don't find any layer or the membrane. So prokaryote will lack the membrane bound nucleus, and its genetic information will be enclosed in this circular DNA. This DNA, the circular DNA, this will act as the chromosomes, which is the helping structure for genetic information passing from one generation to the other generation. DNA, the genetic material related to the heredity to pass the characters from one generation to the other generation. Bacteria will be differing in different shapes. We have this different types of different shapes of bacteria. Some will be in the form of chains, some will be in the form of rod shaped structures. So external components of the bacterial cell, you can see here, glycocalyx, capsule. This capsule is the external structures, external components of the prokaryotic cell. Coming to the external and internal components of the prokaryotic cell, external components will be the capsule, slime layer, pili, fimbriae, flagella are the important external structures. And internal components of the prokaryotic cell will be the plasma membrane or the cytoplasmic membrane, mesosomes, ribosomes, nucleoid, cytoplasm. These will be the internal components of the prokaryotic cell. So the external components and the internal components of the prokaryotic cell, we will be seeing in this diagram. We'll be seeing in this diagram bacterial cell, so this is diagram of bacterial cell. Bacterial cell, as you can see, it is surrounded by the different compositions and characteristics. The covering of the bacterial cell is well organized, as you can see here in the diagram. Diagram of bacterial cell, prokaryotic cell. The covering, it is covered by the capsule here. It is also having flagella. It is having cell wall, plasma membrane, plasmid, pili, cytoplasm, nucleoid DNA, and ribosomes. Capsule is the covering which is well organized in the bacterial cell. The covering here is the capsule. You can see the main purpose of this capsule is it will give the protection from different pathogens to the prokaryotic cell. It will prevent the attachment of pathogens. So this is acting as a barrier for different pathogens. Attachment also is the function of the capsule. Capsule will secrete a water insoluble glucan which will be responsible for different attachment to the external layers related to the bacterial cell. It is also having the nucleoid DNA. Nucleoid DNA in prokaryotes is a genetic material. As you can see here, this nucleoid DNA, as I have discussed just now, the prokaryotes will lack the membrane bound nucleus. The genetic material will be embedded in this nuclear region called nucleoid. Nucleoid is the nuclear region which is containing the genetic material, DNA, in the prokaryotes. In the prokaryotes, the chromosomes in bacteria will not be containing any nuclear membrane. As we are discussing, nuclear membrane is the membrane surrounding the nucleus or the nucleoid DNA. We don't find any nuclear membrane in prokaryotes, so that's why we are calling it as nucleoid instead of nuclei or the nucleus. DNA in the bacteria or the prokaryotic cell, as you can see here, it will be circular. Next we have ribosomes. Ribosomes here will contain some proteins. Ribosomes are the main site for protein synthesis. Proteins will be produced or proteins will be synthesized at the structures called ribosomes. In prokaryotic cells, ribosomes are free, as you can see in the diagram. Ribosomes are free in the cytoplasm inside the cellular matrix. Matrix are nothing but the cytoplasm. They are free in the cytoplasm in prokaryotic cell. As you can see here, these dot-like structures, ribosomes, they are set free in the cellular matrix of the prokaryotic cell. Cell wall. Cell wall you can see here. Cell wall in prokaryotic cell is the layer which is covering the cell. The pressure inside the prokaryotic cell will be causing it to burst, but the presence of the cell wall will prevent it from being damaged. The damaged will be prevented by the presence of a layer covering the cell, that is nothing but the cell wall. It will also provide the structure to the cell. The cell wall will provide the structure to the cell. It will also protect from different pathogens by producing the antibiotics. Bacteria are divided into gram-positive and gram-negative cells basing on the technique discovered by Sir Hans Christian Gram. Christian Gram in 1884 developed a technique called gram staining. Due to the cell wall chemistry of the bacteria, gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria he has divided from this technique of gram staining from the cell wall. We have flagella here. Flagella, as you can see, it will help in movement. Locomotion of the bacteria will be done by the flagella. So all these are the different structures of the prokaryotic cell. Cytoplasm here is the jelly-like substance or the liquid portion of the bacterial cell. We call it as cytoplasm. We'll discuss the plasma membrane diagram in the next slide. The fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane we will see in the diagram in the next slide. We have seen the external and internal components of the prokaryotic cell. External components of the prokaryotic cell. Just now we have seen capsule, the slime layer, glycocalyx, villi, fimbriae, flagella are some of the important external structures of the prokaryotic cell. Internal components we have discussed just now of the prokaryotic or the bacterial cell, the plasma membrane, the cytoplasm, nucleoid, ribosomes, mesosomes, plasma membrane, cytoplasm, nucleoid, ribosomes, mesosomes are the internal components of the prokaryotic cell. Bacteria are often identified to the distribution of flagella. Flagella we have seen on the structure of prokaryote. Flagella function was it will help in movement of the bacteria or the prokaryotic cell. Locomotion is the main function of the flagella. Different types of flagella basing on the distribution of flagella, bacteria are often identified here with monotrichous. If only one flagella is present on the bacteria, we call it as monotrichous. If flagellum is present at the poles, we call it as amphitrichous. If cluster of flagella at each end, if it is present, we call it as lophotrichous. And flagella spread over entire cell layer, we call it as peritrichous. This is the plasma membrane, the fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, we also call it as cytoplasmic membrane. The structure is looking like this fluid mosaic model pattern of the plasma membrane in the diagram here. The function of this cytoplasmic membrane or the plasma membrane, it is a semi-permeable membrane. It will act as a barrier and it will help in transportation. The main function here is it is helping in transportation of the molecules by diffusion process. This cell membrane or the plasma membrane, it is present beneath the cell wall. It is having two layers, bilayered. You can see here extrinsic proteins, peripheral proteins, intrinsic proteins, integral proteins, two types of proteins. So this membrane is embedded with protein molecules, intrinsic proteins and the extrinsic proteins. As you can see in the diagram, it is embedded with proteins, intrinsic proteins and extrinsic proteins are the peripheral proteins. Cell wall is bilayered, hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Hydrophobic non-polar tails. You can see here hydrophobic non-polar tails and hydrophilic polar heads, phospholipids, proteins, glycolipids, oligosaccharides. All these are embedded in the plasma membrane or the cytoplasmic membrane of the prokaryotic cell, which is the internal component of the prokaryotic cell. It will, the inner membrane, it is helping in transportation of the molecules by the process of the diffusion. Different process like passive diffusion, active transport of the energy systems will be the main function of the plasma membrane here. So thank you students. That's all for our today's session of the structure of prokaryotic cell. In our next session, we'll continue with the another topic of our subject biology for engineering. And everyone should practice the diagram of the prokaryotic cell. Today what we have discussed in our session, the structure of this diagram, the structure of prokaryotic cell, bacterial cell diagram you need to practice. So thank you students.